What's your earliest childhood memory?
As a young boy, playing outside with friends on the front lawn of the house, under the trees, the kind of light dappling through sunlight, and the bark of the tree I remember very clearly, a kind of silvery bark, and lovely time.
I can remember the summer of 1976 really clearly. It was a really hot summer, and I can remember playing in the back garden with my friends from the street and having things like hosepipe parties and stuff like that. It was a really hot summer.
My earliest childhood memory would be my mother taking me to my first dance class because I really didn't want to go, and she dragged me down there when I was 5 years old, and I ended up really liking it, and that's what I do now as my profession, so it worked out pretty well.
It was when I was 18 months old. You may not believe me, but I fell into a swimming pool whilst abroad, and I was just sitting there, apparently, on the bottom of the pool, and I saw my father's legs come towards me to come scoop me up. And I had cooperation on that particular memory because I remembered the colour of his swimming trunks. And I was right, so that's what I remember. 18 months, I'm sure that's a record.
Do you associate any particular sounds or smells with memories? What are they?
Smell of the earth. I worked in reforestation for a while, and that brings back that memory now. This could possibly also be following on from your last question because that's in my mind now. But yes, so smell definitely does bring back the memory.
When I was a child, my mum wore a perfume called Lulu, which still exists, and if I smell someone wearing Lulu, it reminds me of my mum still to this day. And sounds, probably when I was a teenager, my next door neighbour had a 2CV car, and it never worked. And every morning he used to rev it up, rum, 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 and then get out and kick it because it wouldn't start. So that's a pretty early memory of a sound.
The petrol station smell, because my granddad, when he used to drive me around, and we used to stop for petrol, he used to go in, and if there was any form of queue, he'd always start kicking off. I don't know why it was always the petrol station. It used to really annoy him. So when I smell petrol now, I kind of think of like my granddad at the petrol station, screaming at people.
Chanel number 5, my late grandmother. That's it.